He better get an Audemars or a Rolex or...
So now we're even seeing NFL players going watch flex, inspired by a celebration a college kid started. Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson of the Jets. We saw Devontae Adams as he walked pregame toward the Raiders locker room go watch flex. Chet Holmgren even did it in the NBA for the Thunder. Keyshawn, your thoughts on Shedeur's watch flex and what Deion had to say about it?
Everything is true. It is what it is. Now, I don't know exactly what it means because I hadn't heard him say, but if I had to peel it back, it's probably has something to do with the time. Your time is up.
Yep.
Something along those lines.
Yep.
Because he's doing it a lot when they win the games, obviously, and when he's playing extremely well. And yes, he should capitalize on the moment, get paid. The interesting thing about it, yes, you mentioned it's a college kid, but it's just not a college kid. It's a college kid that plays college football on the national stage. Everybody's supporting the University of Colorado's football program because of his dad, obviously, and Deion Sanders. So he can monetize that, take that, move that to the next level. Plus, he's part of pop culture.
He is.
Okay, he's just part of it. That's why when you talk about Ricky Ross and you talk about DJ Khaled and all them, they paying attention too. Right. Think about it. They're watching college football.
Right.
Now, how many times do we think that they would ever be watching college football, let alone the University of Colorado?
Yeah.
So, yeah, he should. Yeah. Somebody needs to be smart enough to say, let's get that dude a watch deal.
Yeah, I mean, his dad is smart enough. His dad is the ultimate marketer, the ultimate guy to get him out there and to get his brand out there. And obviously, getting eyeballs on the University of Colorado is what they've been doing. Big stage every week, regardless of the opponent. They play in Colorado State. Somehow it's on prime time. Like, it's prime because Prime is coaching them. No matter who they play, no matter who the opponent is, they're going to be on prime time. They got people watching college football that probably have never stepped foot on a college campus and ain't going to step foot on a college campus. But guess what? They might come to Colorado. They might come to Colorado. They might get to Boulder, Colorado. They're going to figure out the flight plans for Boulder, Colorado because Prime is there, because Shedeur is there. And Shedeur is the son of a legendary player, and he's playing at a high level in big games. So he's giving you something to cheer for. We talked about it before. They're doing it for the culture. Like, there's a certain following that Deion has, a certain swagger, certain charisma of people that say, man, I just love to hear him speak. I love to see him be successful. I love to see him win. And that translates to his son, too. I want to see his son win. And when he's celebrating like that, it becomes part of the culture. You're like, hey, that's what we're doing right now. This is the fad. This is what we're doing. This is how to show people, like, hey, you either with us or you ain't.
Well said by both of you. This young man, thanks in part to his father, is shattering all the molds because we just don't see a college kid start something. And he's not just a college kid. He's that college kid. He is that man's son. But we don't see it where somebody on the college level inspires professional athletes to jump on the bandwagon of this new watch celebration, right? The watch flex. It just doesn't happen. Keyshawn, when you were at USC, if you had started something, it would be hard for you to get the NFL to copy
I wouldn't have been able to do it.
It's just too hard. But this is that guy. It is Coach Prime. It is Neon Deion. It is prime time. And the last words we heard him speak in that soundbite was, he is my son. He is his son in every way, shape, and form because he has his father's charisma. He has his edge. He has his confidence level.
Yeah.
He plays with a swagger that we don't see quarterbacks play with. He is celebrating in ways we've never seen any quarterback of any color celebrate because they just don't do it because you're always taught as the quarterback, you can't do that.
Killer Cam did it. Killer Cam was.
But different. It was a different type of...
He didn't have like a signature.
Yeah,
well, I guess he had...
And we're also talking about college, though, too, right? When you think about doing something in college several years ago, when you said this, it clicked in my mind.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield celebrated at Oklahoma, but it wasn't a following. It was like Baker did it. It was like everybody was like, oh, man, you quarterback, be quiet, whatever the case is. Since then, leaps and bounds have moved on.
Yeah.
I can't wait till next year when Shedeur goes back to college and all of the young men and women that follow college football, start wearing his training shoes that I, for some reason in my mind, I don't know this, I do not know this, but something tells me he'll have a shoe NIL deal
Yep.
with a particular brand that will allow him to have a signature shoe in college
Yep.
after this season. You watch what I tell you. And now watch how all these people start wearing his shoes next year.
Seem like you know something.
No, I don't know anything. I don't know anything. I can forecast what's getting ready to happen.
You're right.
You can foresee it of sorts.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I could
How
see
could you
that.
not?
By the way, to your point, Cam did do the Superman, and Johnny Manziel did
The money, but the
Okay,
money
all
didn't
right.
catch on.
No.
And the Superman
didn't catch
really,
on.
we've seen other people kind of do the Superman before. I've never seen somebody do this.
Right.
And the funny thing is I saw him in Colorado when we were out there, Skip.
Yep.
I saw Shedeur.
You said you saw him out.
Shedeur was heading to the hotel or home or wherever
This
he
was
was
like
going.
Thursday night.
Thursday
right?
night,
Yep.
yeah. And he was, ooh-wee, that big old white, what is it, the colony or whatever it's called?
Oh, he ended up getting it? See, y'all say it. Hey, did you figure out what kind of watch it was?
No, I did not figure it
Man,
out.
you're supposed to be figuring that. You
Well,
there. You're supposed to be
I'm
doing
not-
market research for
I'm
it.
not an investigative reporter.
Supposed to be that guy.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. Whatever it was, it looks very expensive, that's for sure.
Well, speaking of shoe deal, as Deion points out, whatever watch he's wearing, this should be a big record-shattering NIL watch deal that he should get.
And most likely, I believe, Skip, by the time the season is over, he'll have a shoe deal, a record deal, a car deal, and every other deal that's available to the University of Colorado in the NIL space.
Okay. What did your two teammates in your NIL business that you were a part of, when we had them on at Colorado, what did they say? They said that Caleb, as in Williams, at USC, can potentially make more money this year than he will make next year in his first year as a pro football player.
Yeah, he won't make that much money because his first year in the NFL next year will be, I don't know, $30 million of guaranteed money.
Right.
But he'll make a lot of money at USC. And you talk about Caleb Williams, you talk about culture and changing.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams paints his fingernails, okay? He paints his fingernails, but it hasn't caught fire. Not like Shedeur in the watch, right? It's just something about the last name Sanders and Colorado and everything that they're doing, it just catches fire. Everybody, and now think about it, they play Stanford this week. Sorry, Richard. And it is in Boulder. They'll be
By
fine.
the way, it's on Friday night.
It's Friday night.
Yeah, they don't like to let us get on prime time very often.
Think
these
about
days.
it. They'll be 5-2 prediction beating Stanford. They'll be 5-2. Right back into the national spotlight.
Yes, they will.
Then they'll have a bye. Then they play
Oregon
State at home.
It'll be another USC type hype, right? Building up to that game because Oregon State is really good.
Oregon State is really good. They're another ranked team.
Yeah.
It'll be nice.
Okay, flexing the watch. So to me, I love what Shedeur is.
UCLA.
Yeah, what's that? Oh, they got UCLA next. Then it's Oregon State.
Then
right?
it's Oregon
yeah.
State,
Okay, so
okay.
they're going to have to beat UCLA in Pasadena at the Rose Bowl. That will be difficult. Then it's Oregon State. But the point is, Shedeur has an edge to him you don't often see at that position.
At all.
Because we have seen him when the Colorado State kid cheap-shotted Travis Hunter, God bless him. I think Travis is supposed to be cleared and back by Friday night, please. But the point is, there was one Colorado player who ran down the field and got in that kid's face, and it was Shedeur. And he got into it, one of the Colorado State pass rushers, and he actually ended up poking at his eyes.
Captain Insano.
Okay, he did. We just don't see that. But he is a chip off one of the greatest, well, he's the greatest cornerback block ever. So that you're seeing father in son at a different position. He's not a cornerback, he is a quarterback. And he's playing it with all the audacity and all of the swagger and the...
But Skip, the world is different now,
it's
right?
all different.
The world
and
is
it's
different.
changing before your very eyes.
Things are changing
Yep.
before our eyes.
Yep.
Quarterbacks are traditionally, I've always called them boring.
Yep,
I've always
you
just called
have.
them boring. Now it's just changing. That's just where we're at. And we have to accept it, right? When guys had this sort of snack, crackle, pop in our day going into the combine, it was looked at as, the guy's not, he's not paying attention. He's not focused in. Well, you can't say that about Shedeur. And the reason you can't say that is because, number one, who his father is. So you already know he's focused. You already know his play on the field shows that he's focused. You already know that he is a leader. There won't be any question marks about is he a leader. You know, when Justin Herbert came out, it was kind of like, well, he doesn't say anything.
Yep.
He's not a real natural leader.
True.
You're not going to say this about Shedeur.
No,
you're going to say this is the type of guy that you have been screaming and hollering for at the quarterback position for the Dallas Cowboys. This type of personality. Somebody that could rally the troops, so to speak.
That is correct.
This is a quarterback that everybody, when that time comes, whether it's this year or next year, I hope it's next year, though, not only for his ability to continue to keep growing, but also to help his father win some more games.
Just remember about Shedeur, he is walking his talk because he is backing it up at the highest level.
Absolutely.
I love the way he commands that position. It is difficult to play with the poise and then the accuracy that he plays with because he is deadly accurate.
Seeing him up close in person is crazy, Richard.
Clutch.
And he's clutch. Every game, especially the ones they've won, even the SC game that they lost, when it's third and long and the game's on the line, they have to get a touchdown this drive. It seems like, man, this is the Cinderella. She's losing the glass slipper off her foot. He comes through. Another big pass and another big pass, or he does it with his legs. And you keep seeing it, and you're like, man, he's not going to do it this time, is he? He's not going to do it this time. And then another thing that makes you feel like this kid is special, because I've never heard of a quarterback being talked about anonymously as much as he is. Now you got guys talking about he's throwing in completions because he doesn't want to. What are we talking about? He's taking sacks because he don't want to throw the ball away. Now, is that how we're analyzing quarterbacks now? We're not analyzing.
I can tell you this, though, Richard, being up there close in person, and when you're at the game, Skip and Rich, you see things differently.
Yes, sir.
Being up there close in person and watching him against USC, he can play football, man. TV is one thing, but when you're watching up close in person, you just see things that others don't see.
I understand.
His ability to see certain things and be able to deliver the football. Plus, I could see his offensive lineman wasn't helping him. His receivers were getting stuck in the grass, wasn't running routes. You can just see and you project, and you say, if he had what this guy has, what would he be?
Right.
And eventually, we'll see he'll have the same sort of weapons with growth. They got some good skill position players that'll just continue to grow with him over time. And now next year is the year. This year, they're ahead of schedule.
Right.
They were 1-11 a year ago.
And by the way, I said early this year, he obviously does not have his father's wheels, but lately
He's been rolling.
He's been taken off. And again, he's not Deion, but
you know what it is, though, Skip? It looks different.
It does.
And I said that on the sideline when I was standing there, and he ran. I'm like, hey, he's slow. And then all of a sudden,
20 miles an hour.
He took a few other steps on a couple other runs. I'm like, oh, he can move. It's just how he moves. It's just
to
how
Richard's
he moves.
point, he keeps saving his very best for last, and I love that, man.
Plus his dad, and everybody ain't. Come on, man. Everybody ain't gonna run 4.25 or 4.22 or whatever it was. Everybody ain't gonna do it.
That was rare. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, back to the Dallas Cowboys next. Was Sunday night the beginning or the end for the 2023 Dallas Cowboys? I'm sitting beside a couple of ends here. Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Do you want more highlights from the show? Make sure to click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from Undisputed.